I read this article this last week, 2 weeks ago in the Wall Street Journal, and I had no idea.
Now you're just showing off, reading the Wall Street Journal.
I do like the Wall Street Journal.
I do too.
Some of my fondest memories are actually reading the Wall Street Journal in different locations.
What? Like your fondest memories?
We were down in Yosemite with the kids when they were younger, and what?
Hey, there's Yosemite Falls. Hey, I'm busy reading the Wall Street Journal, kids.
No, we had been hiking all day, and we brought them down to the creek, and then the little creek, and I brought a lunch.
That's one of your fondest memories, reading the Wall Street Journal in Yosemite.
That does sound pretty strange.
Oh, it does, Pat. Yeah, beyond strange.
It was I went down.
Don't you want to unplug when you're in a place like Yosemite and kind of think that this is life forever, and this is,
Okay, so I took my lawn chair down there and the kids, and we brought them down to the little creek, and they were swimming around in it and playing in the creek. And I brought
happiest day of my life.
I brought 2 ice cold beers down there, sat in the lawn chair reading the Wall Street Journal where the kids were. It was idyllic. That is
everything except the Wall Street Journal sounds idyllic at that point. Okay. I like the concept of a hike and the kids swimming and sitting on a lawn chair drinking a beer in Yosemite.
Anyway, I was reading the Wall Street Journal, and article, obscure Chinese stock scams dupe American investors by the thousands. And I thought, what a strange world we live in, that we allow Chinese companies to list on our exchanges, right? Oftentimes that they have no real.
Why would you buy some obscure Chinese company?
Okay, so this is, but
you're a partner with the Chinese Communist Party.
Yes,
all those businesses.
So the story of Braden Lindstrom. He was encouraged by someone impersonating a financial advisor to buy shares in a small Chinese company listed on the Nasdaq. A few clicks later, he was on his way of being scammed out of $80,000. Not just $8,000, $80,000. And so this gets worse. He's a college professor in Utah.
Hopefully not finance.
And he bought Jiayud Global Logistics, a small Chinese company. And the stock went up and up and up, and then it went to close to zero.
Is it just some pump and dump scheme?
It's an old-fashioned pump and dump. It's an old-fashioned pump and dump. That's all it is.
You just get some people pump up the stock, make it look like there's all this demand for the stock. Price goes up. Investors get excited. They buy. Price goes up. Investors get more excited. They buy more. Then the early people cash out.
Yes. And
the stock collapses.
You know what's funny is people look at the price of a stock on these small things, but they should be looking at the volume.
At the same time.
Yeah.
Why is the price going up?
Because if it's a low volume,
that's right. There's no volume, and also right.
it looks like a pump and dump scheme because someone does a bid and then there's an ask, and those prices are agreed on. So and primarily what they're using is social media to get to these, and they're example after example in this. And this just reminded me how life is just like a big circle where these were the pump and dump schemes that when I entered the industry in the 80s, this was a thing.
Yeah, there'd be boiler rooms.
Boiler rooms. In fact, there was a movie called Boiler Room.
I don't know, was this pump and dump stuff?
Those were all pump and dump schemes. Yeah. So let's just leave it at this.
What I find even more fascinating, Pat, is not the fact that there's people out there trying to scam other human beings, as sad as that is. That's part of humanity, and we all deal with it on a daily basis with all kinds of different stuff we get thrown our way. But the fact that people actually are fine with having their story listed in the Wall Street Journal. Hey, here's how I got scammed. It's quite amazing to me.
Yes, and Mr. Lindstrom, the college professor, is one of 5 people interviewed by the Wall Street Journal who said they were fooled by advertisements on Facebook or Instagram that told them they should buy Jiayud Global Logistics. And many of these went back to Facebook and Instagram trying to lay blame on them.
The advertiser, what do they just...
Yeah.
They don't do. I mean, you can't expect these platforms to do due diligence on their advertisers.
Especially on these sort of where they don't know where a lot of the advertising is coming from. So
Yeah.
I just share that with you because not only did I find it interesting that we have small Chinese stocks being listed on a Nasdaq, that people are getting scammed. So stay away.